For no money and just using these with a little bit of time, you can support your body's lymphatic system, cleansing and making sure you have proper detox. So we're gonna go through 9 different areas on the body to where you can support making sure that the lymphatic fluid, which is where toxins and waste are carried, are actually released out of the body. So the lymphatic system does not have a pump. Like the heart pumps the blood, it flows. We need to actually help support the movement of the fluid that is going through the vessels. So to do that, we need to help our lymph nodes. We have lymph nodes and lymph vessels. So today we're going to focus on 9 different areas of the body where there are lymph nodes that we want to help decongest. So there are 3 things that we want to keep in mind. The order that I'm going to show you is the order that we want to go in. So order, the pressure that we're going to use is very light. So the amount of pressure that you would use to like wipe under your eye is the pressure that we're going to use on these different nodes. And then thirdly, the direction of which we are going to influence the lymph to go, the lymph fluid. So the first one is our termini. Our termini is where all of the lymphatic fluid everywhere in the body, from your brain, your toes, your elbows, everywhere, it all is going to drain here in the termini. So we're going to start with the termini, and we start here instead of say at the feet, which we see a lot online, because if everything clears here, we need to make sure that it is cleared here first in order for the other lymph nodes to be able to make its way. So think about it as a traffic jam. You need to move the first car in line needs to move first, the first car in line, before any of the other ones can get through. So with the termini, we're going to use our middle and ring finger, and again, very light pressure. And your termini you can find by shrugging your shoulders and moving forward, and you have a little divot here, or you can go down from your ears lobe here and this little divot here. It's not on your collarbone, it's that little divot. So you're just gonna take and lightly do a little pump. So I'm literally doing this little pump. You're gonna do 10 to 50 of them at about the motion that I'm doing it, no faster, okay? After we've done 10 to 50 of those, we're going to move to the tonsillar. So where your jawbone is at here, we're gonna take and move our fingers right here where your tonsils are or would be, and we're going to lightly just pull down like this. Because remember, we are influencing the fluid to go down to the termini because that's where it drains. So we're gonna do this for 10 to 30 strokes. After that, we're going to go to the apical node. So under your collarbone, under the collarbone, and then where this shoulder is here, you're going to go right, there's like a little divot there. So you're just gonna put your 3 fingers, and then you could lift up this top one because it's really, that 3 fingers, that top one, it's right under here. So we're going to lightly influence the fluid. So I'm doing a motion like this to go up to the tonsillar node. Again, we're gonna do 10 to 50 of these motions, and we're gonna do it on both sides. 10 to 50 on both sides. Again, light in the upward direction to the tonsillar. After that, we're gonna go in our armpit. So you're going to grab this muscle that's here in your pit. You're gonna grab it, and then you're gonna place your fingers inside the pit. Not hard, I'm just showing the grabbing motion so that you know to grab that muscle. And then inside the pit, we're gonna place our arm down. And here, we're just gonna do this upward motion. So grab the pit, fingers are comfortably in there. You take the top one out, the pointer finger, and then just up, up, up. Again, 10 to 50 on both sides. Grab that muscle, bring this top pointer finger out, and just the upward motion, because you guessed it, we're influencing that fluid to go to the tonsillar node. And then your elbow. So you're gonna take your hand and cuff it this way. And we're going to, on your elbow, place your hand here, and then just lightly slide. Influence that fluid, yup, to go to the tonsillar. Again, 10 to 50 times, very lightly, influencing the fluid so that it can go through the vessels and then up to the termini. Okay, so from here we're going to go to the cisterna chyli. So this one is a little bit deeper inside. So most of the lymph nodes and the lymph vessels, they are right under the skin. This is why we're not pressing very hard, because it just needs a little bit of manipulation, support, because it's right under the surface of the skin. With the cisterna chyli node, it is a little bit deeper where it sits closer to the back. And so to find the cisterna chyli, you can do two things. You can take your thumb and your pinky. You're gonna put your pinky at your belly button. You're gonna put the thumb at where like your rib cage is. And then in the middle, you'll find the cisterna chyli, and it is a little bit tender. So if you feel that, you're at the right spot. Or you can take your hands, put them at the top of your hips, and then go through the middle. That also is gonna be the cisterna chyli. So with this, we're pushing and doing, you use one hand, we're pushing those two fingers, your middle and your ring, and pushing in and up, like a J motion. So in and up. So in and up. And again, it'll be a little bit tender, and that's okay. You don't need to be talking. Maybe it makes it even a little bit more tender, but do make sure that you are breathing. So again, 10 to 15 pumps. And then our next one is in our groin. So in the groin, you're going to start where your hip bones are. And then with this one, you're gonna go from your hip bones along the groin down to the top of your pelvic bone. So this motion is going to be up like this, because remember, we're influencing that fluid to go to the termini. So from the hips bone, you're going to go from the hip bone along down the groin, lifting up until you get to that pubic bone. And you're going to do this, you don't need to do this like go downward 10 to 50 times. You could just like do that motion of passing from the top to the bottom of the bone about 5 to 10 times. Behind your knee, you have a lymph node, and you're just gonna basically take your hands and you are going to influence the fluid to go upward. And we're just going to lift, lightly lift that fluid. And of course, 10 to 50 times. And do both knees. And then lastly, our ankle. We're gonna do the ankle, and so we're gonna do the inside and then also the outside. So where the bone is, we are just going to take and lightly rub around the ankle, starting from the top and then around the ankle and then up. Okay, so ankle, we're going to start here, go around on the bottom, and then to the other side. Kind of a U shape. We're not going to do a circular motion all the way, just lightly up. And again, we'll do that one 10 to 20 passes. We're not done. We have 2 more steps. After doing that, another way that we can influence the flow of that lymphatic fluid through the vessels is by breathing really well with your diaphragm. So we're going to take 5 good breaths. You want to inhale with your nose and then exhale out. As you inhale with your nose, you want to really allow the lungs to be filled with air, so your diaphragm and your abdominal area will extend. So we're going to take a good breath in, allowing the lungs to fill, and then slowly exhale. do it a little slower than that, just a good count, like a 4 count on the inhale, and then a slower 8 count on the exhale. This breathing and contracting is going to support the lymphatic fluid from the lower body, so from our sternochyli down to our ankles, to move upward. And then lastly, we started with opening up, with clearing, not opening, rather clearing the termini, and we're going to now make sure that we clear it. Because remember, this is where all of the fluid is going to drain. So when we start it, we want to make sure that we get it nice and cleared. And now that we've supported all of the fluid to move to this area in the proper direction, we want to make sure that we're going to go ahead and clear it so that the fluid can move through the nodes. The fluid has to go through the nodes to be able to even move through the vessels. Clearing your lymph nodes and going through this process is so crucial for us to do because, as I mentioned, we do not have any type of system that is helping move the lymphatic fluid. So other actions that can help are like jumping up and down, whether you're doing jumping jacks, a jump rope, on a rebounder, and even working out. When we work out, our muscles are contracting. The lymphatic vessels are right up against the muscle. So when the muscles contract, the vessels are being influenced to move that fluid with the contracting muscle. So similar in what we're doing with the lymph nodes and just really supporting the fluid to move. This is so crucial because people talk about cleanses and detoxes all the time, but if your lymphatic nodes are not draining properly, if they are clogged, then that means that whatever you're detoxing or cleansing is not properly being flushed out. So sure, you could be doing a parasite cleanse. However, if they're not being able to move through the lymphatic vessel to be able to be expelled from the body, you still have them inside of your body. So we should be doing our lymphatic clearing, supporting the drainage to move, honestly, every day. And definitely before and during you're doing a cleanse. Hopefully this was helpful. And if you have any questions, be free to leave them in the comments and we will get back with you as soon as possible. Stay replenished.